real business owners.
I'm curious because I've asked a lot of guys in our investor groups, half think, dude, I'm stashing cash, I'm holding off, I'm gonna buy in the crash. The other half are saying, no, dude, inflation's crazy, it's gonna keep going up, keep buying. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's a question that everybody has right now, right?
Yeah.
Especially at a time right now. And I have a few thoughts on it. It's interesting because a lot of the people that have this mindset of like, I'm just gonna wait till everything crashes and I'm gonna buy all these houses. Do they ever buy all these houses when it crashes?
Right.
They never do, right?
Yeah.
They never do. It's more of a mindset to keep them from playing the game, maybe because they're scared or whatever we've talked about, right?
You're chalking it up. That's a good excuse not to enter because you're too scared to enter.
Yes.
But then when the time's right, you're still going to be too scared.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but I bet it's a majority of people. And so my mindset on it's a little bit different. Like some of the best investments in real estate that I've done have been in this last year during COVID, during the high market, all these things.
Is that
right?
because you had a bunch of rentals prior that you ended up getting rid of at a very high price?
No.
Or was it purchased within the last year with high prices and you still won on that deal?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both, but mostly the latter, right? Because what happens is are they harder to find right now? Is it more competitive? Yes. But are they still out there? Absolutely yes. So what happens is like the low-hanging fruit, it's not as visible. So a lot of people take that as like, there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to wait. Or in reality is there's still amazing deals.
But they're just not digging.
Yes.
They're looking at the surface.
They're looking for the easy stuff, right? And so along with that, like I've always had this belief of like, one, you can never time it, right? So if you're always waiting, then who knows? You're going to be waiting a long time potentially, and you're missing out on, you even look
tons of money.
Yeah, really a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. It might make up the difference if there was a dip. But I'm just a huge believer in you invest based on the worst case scenario, right?
Okay.
And if it makes sense, the numbers work, then send it, right? And then if things are great, then even better. But where people get into trouble is they invest based on the best case scenario. And then if things dip a little bit, right, their margins aren't as good, and so they're in trouble. So I'm just a huge fan of like quality over quantity, and that's when people get into trouble. And we look at like, 08, 09, and I always invest with that in mind even, right? Rent actually stayed pretty steady, right?
I've heard that too. Because people, their credit's gone to shit, they can't buy, so they need a place to live.
Still need to live somewhere, exactly. And so, but even then, if we just look at it without even considering that, things were about, right, say about 60 cents on the dollar. Well, so now I know looking into it, okay, if my rent or my mortgage is $1,000, right? Well, I need to be at least at $1,600, right, of rent to make up for that margin. If things did get as bad as they were, which I don't think they're ever going to get that bad, right, for different reasons. They might dip a little bit for sure.
So you factor in what you can make now, but even if the market went to shit and you had to lower rent, it's still covered.
It's still good.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. So almost all of my properties, I can cut rent in half.
And still have it covered.
And it covers the mortgage, which is like I said, they're good deals, right? Which take more due diligence, more time to find them. But I'd rather do that and still invest and be proactive about it.
Not worrying about what's coming.
Yes, absolutely.
That's smart. Yeah, do your due diligence.